Now we're going to begin chapter 25 looking at our flowering plants. And this is just a kind of introduction video that gets us started, gives us some background information. We know plants grow in the soil and they got to have nutrients. So let's talk about that a little bit. They have to have some essential organic nutrient. And it's essential if it has an identifiable role and you can't substitute another nutrient for it, and it's essential. So if they don't have that nutrient, they're going to die. They're going to need macronutrients in large amounts and micronutrients in small amounts. And they need the nutrients that are absorbed as minerals by the roots. The primary nutrients they need are carbon dioxide and water. And then, of course, they're going to need some carbon and some hydrogen and some oxygen and some other things as well. Soil. We know they grow in the soil. Well, for the soil to form, the first thing that happens is a rock will weather. And it eventually becomes little particles of soil. And the organisms that are there also play a role in making the soil. You've got lichens and mosses that grow on rocks and trap particles, and then you've got humus, which begins to start accumulate, which is dead organic matter, and it supplies nutrients to the plants. It takes about 15 years for a centimeter of soil to develop if the conditions are right. If they're not, it can take longer. Now, soil is a mixture of mineral particles, decaying organic material, living organisms, air, and water. And the roots get their oxygen from the air spaces in the soil. You've got three types of particles in soil. You've got sand that has large spaces, so water drains well. You've got clay where the spaces are really, really tiny, so the water doesn't drain very well. It fills up with water. And then you've got silt, which has mid-sized spaces. The best is loam, which is a mixture of sand, clay, and silt. It holds water well, and it also drains well. It's very productive because it's a mixture of sand, clay, and silt. And this is showing you the percentages there. You can look at it later and look at what it takes to make, for instance, loam. You know, what percentage of sand, what percentage of clay, what percentage of silt. Now, how are minerals absorbed? They're absorbed, the negatively charged clay particles bind the positively charged particles like calcium. That's kind of the light orange color, and potassium, the pink. Okay, and then the plants, you see that's a root that's going through right here in the center from this plant that's over here, and it will extract those minerals from the water in the soil. This is a profile of a vertical section of soil. It shows the different layers. You've got down here at the bottom, C, that's the parent material. That's the weathered rock. Then you have B above it, the subsoil that has the inorganic nutrients in it. And on the top is the topsoil, letter A, and that's got the litter and the humus in it. And this is going to vary in ecosystems because of temperature and precipitation. But we know that soil erosion is an issue. We lose about 25 billion tons of topsoil annually because of erosion. And this is when the wind or the water carried the soil away. What causes this? Well, deforestation, removing the trees. Desertification. We've overgrazed the land and overfarmed it, and so it becomes more desert-like. And just poor farming practice. Those things will cause soil erosion. And like I said, this is just an introductory video. Things you need to know about our flowering plants and how they get their nutrition and transport.